Hi everybody, welcome back to 100% Marks and get in! Newcastle United have come away with a win once again at St James's Park, 2-1 win against Southampton, and we're going to talk about the game here on this match review. And I've got to say, Southampton did have an attacking threat to their game, but once again Newcastle's defence has come out on top. We've had that amazing defence once again, like we have been doing all season. And, if that keeps up, then, we've got a very good chance of coming away with finishing inside the top 10 this season. But looking at the way the game played out, like I say, Southampton took the lead. It was Danny Ings scoring the goal. And I've got to say, it was against the run of play, in my opinion. I don't think Southampton should have took the lead. Newcastle were dominating the game, not in the first half, but in the second half. We played really well in the game. We did have chances in the first half, but I don't think we took the chances very well. I think for the second half we came out with a different mindset. We played a bit more attacking football. We were sitting a little bit back in the first half, like we did against Sheffield United, but to be honest, we came out in the second half, we played more of an attacking style, and of course Joelinton ended up going off for Andy Carroll. And of course Andy Carroll came on, and when Andy Carroll came on, that is when the game changed, in my opinion. Andy Carroll started adding that bit more experience up top. He started to get in a bit more on the play, started holding up the ball a bit more, something that we were kind of lacking with Joelinton, in my opinion. That's something that Joelinton doesn't seem to do very much for Newcastle, and it's something that I think he should work on the training ground. Because that's his role at the end of the day. That's why we paid 40 million for him. He's there to hold up the ball, and pass it off to players like Maximin, Almiron, John Joe Shelvey. He's there to pass it off and also get on the chances as well when they arise. But he's seeming to be very lacking in them areas at the moment, and it was a breath of fresh air to see Andy Carroll come straight in as a substitute. And he added that little extra dimension to the game and put that Southampton defence to bed. As soon as he came on, we got a free kick, and John Joe Shelvey whipped it in. Of course, it went flying over right into the path of Andy Carroll. Andy Carroll whipped the ball back in from the side across the box, and up jumped John Joe Shelvey to smash it in the back of the net to equalise the game. Then, of course, Fabian Shaw came into the game. He had a good game, to be honest, for not being in the team for a while with and being out injured. I think he put in a good performance, and at the end of the day, it's a bit more game time under his belt after coming back from that injury, which is a good sign, to see him getting in there. Wasn't afraid neither to jump straight up in the wall on the free kick for Southampton, taking the ball straight at the face as well. That is a good, really good sign, that he's getting straight back into the action. And of course, Sean Langstaff as well come on to the game for Miggy Almiron. So Almiron once again didn't get his goal, but he did have a couple of little chances to try and get a goal in the first half. He didn't really get it at the end of the day, but he had the chances once again. But I think if he keeps it to his ground, then he will actually finally get a goal eventually at some point. He's a great little player, and I'm sure that eventually, if he sticks to his guns, he's going to get that goal eventually for Almiron. That's all I can say, to be honest. But Sean Longstaff came on. He proved to be really good in the midfield. As always, he seemed to get straight back into the action. He got himself a little chance outside the box, smashed it towards goal, towards Alex McCarthy in goal for Southampton. Took a little deflection off the Southampton defence towards Alex McCarthy. Of course, McCarthy couldn't do much about it, and in ran Federico Fernandez, of all people, and smacked it in the back of the net like a poaching striker. Alan Shearer would have been well and truly happy of that kind of goal. He really took it like a real striker into the back of the net, and for a centre-back, that's an amazing thing to be able to see. And that's now 2 goals for Federico Fernandez, which is amazing to see as well. But with this win, we are 10th in the Premier League. If you look at the Premier League table up on screen now. We are 10th in the Premier League, 22 points out of 16 games played, which isn't too bad, because that means that we're only 10 points short of Man City, who are in 3rd place. And then, of course, Southampton, off of this game, are down in 18th, back in the relegation zone. They have 15 points. I believe that's 7 points away. We are now from the relegation zone. Correct us if I'm wrong down in the comments below. But we're heading to the next game on the 14th next week against Burnley down at Turf Moor. Hopefully we can come away with a win in that one as well, and that would be 3 wins in a row. These are the winnable games in my opinion. Of course we won against Sheffield United, which I says was a winnable game. We've won against Southampton now, which I says was a winnable game. We've got Burnley and then Crystal Palace, and then of course that game against Man United on Boxing Day. Now if we can win against Burnley, that's another 3 points in the bag. That pushes we up that little bit more as well up the table. And then of course if we can get that win against Palace, that's another 3 points in the bag. That's 6 points in total to add to a 22, which pushes we higher up the Premier League table. And then of course if we can get that win against Man United on Boxing Day as well down at Old Trafford, then we will be absolutely golden heading into the January transfer window and January of next year. Let us know your thoughts down in the comments below, and as always remember, like, share, subscribe to 100% Mags, and ho the lads!